This is a breaking news alert.
Got some more breaking news for you right now. Bill Clinton recently confronted on his illegitimate son, Danny William Clinton, and now he is breaking his silence. Yes, it really is happening. Now, months ago, I interviewed Trump advisor Roger Stone. I'll put the link in the description. We'll put it on the screen. Regarding Clinton's tryst with an Arkansas prostitute who enjoyed Bill and his cocaine-fueled sexcapades. Now, the union produced an illegitimate son who is now fighting to be recognized by his father.
I have no doubt that I am Bill Clinton's son. It was common knowledge. Everyone in Arkansas knew. Everywhere I went, they pointed, that's Bill Clinton's son right there. He looked like him, don't he? The ears, the mouth, the chin, the teeth, the eyes, the nose. I see him in me. You can see a black Bill Clinton. When I brush my hair, I can see Bill Clinton with waves in his head. I always felt bad about him not wanting to be in my life. Was it because I was black? Was it something wrong with me? Why he don't want to be a part of me? It made me think of even sometimes suicide. It's not fair, and it has been hurtful. That he still refused to acknowledge me. Well, time was very hard, and my mom was a working girl on the streets. She was heavy on drugs.
My name is Lucia Bolton. My sister's Valerie Williams, Danny Williams' mother. She's a prostitute, and she, hung around on the streets on 17th and Main. She met him on the streets.
I was told that she was with him on 13 occasions.
About, about 5 or 6 months after, they had dated and everything. She said she was pregnant by him.
My mom went to prison and lost custody of us. My Aunt Lucille stepped up and gained guardianship of us. She raised us in Little Rock, Arkansas. At the time, we was from group home to house. My Aunt Lucille wanted to have a father in my life. As a small child, she took me to the governor mansion.
There was a car coming at the front gate, right? When the gate swings open, I ran up in there and ran behind the gate, okay?
She was trying to get him to accept me and notice me.
When I got to the door, I asked for her, and the door was slammed in my face.
Slammed the door in her face. This is Bill's son. He had the black son out here.
And 2 little guys came him off the side of the place.
Hillary, she had guys chase him off the property.
And I went to try and drop the thing. Get the hell out of there.
I read history. Basically goes back to slave owners. When they have a child with one of their slaves and the wives try to have them banished off the plantation. What century is this? It just wasn't right.
Every child in this state is somebody because we're going to give them every chance we can.
And honestly, we were needing child support at the time. My mom was in prison.
We was poor, okay? We had nothing. Who gonna listen to us, really?
My Aunt Lucille was working at a gas station.
We have no money to pay lawyers. They just shut us up.
My mom told me on a few occasions where she was threatened.
She didn't talk to leave them alone because we're going to come up missing.
She was also pushed out a 2-story window where she got a metal plate in her foot. To this day, she still feels scared of speaking.
And they was trying to get information about Bobby Williams' story so they can give her, I guess some first money.
In fact, my mother did receive 7 $100 bills a month in the mailbox. Even presents on Christmas that was delivered to my home by state troopers. So I felt he was trying to be a part of my life. And then when he became president, everything stopped. In 1995, when my father was president of the United States, the state of Arkansas put us in foster care. I lived in foster homes. It made me feel horrible because I know his child, Chelsea, was well taken care of, and we was house to house, hungry at nights. And to know that my father was the president, it hurts. Try to imagine that your own father refused to love you, refused to say that you exist. Knowing who my father was and that he was so close yet so far away made my pain unbearable. Growing up in Little Rock school district system, it was difficulties because you got gang members, drug activities at the schools. And I wanted more to life. I didn't want to end up dead in the streets for nothing. Moving from home to home, not having a stable place to go. It came to a point in high school where I had to drop out to take care of my little sisters and brothers and make sure they were stable and able to go to school every day. I got a job full-time at a donut shop my 11th grade year to support my sisters and brothers. If I had the love and support of my father that stayed on me, made sure I had the best education, I feel I would have had a better life. In 1999, they tried to sweep me under the rug with Bill Clinton's friend publishing this phony DNA test. It never was a DNA test.
Roger Altman. Roger is a longtime friend of mine.
Just think about it. It was published in a tabloid owned by a donor of Bill Clinton. Even to this day, Megyn Kelly, Howard Kirk, they continue to quote this bogus DNA test, and it really hurts. I would love to see the DNA test done. Several times, I tried to reach out to the Clintons. People say all the time, you're gonna get yourself killed dealing with the Clintons. I wrote letters to his library. I wrote letters to addresses I got off the internet, even emailed him from Facebook on his Facebook pages. I never got any response back. Once in Little Rock, Arkansas, I visited the Clinton Library. I wanted to see how it felt to be his president, and he was speaking. But by the time we made it there, he was already gone. We took a tour through the library, and just to see all the things he'd done in the world, helping other kids in Haiti and, all the other places, it just saddened me because I never received any help from him. Hillary started running for president. She visited Little Rock at one of her campaign stops. I put myself right in front of the podium where she spoke. She was looking right at me, eye contact.
Children and families.
In my heart, I was thinking she knew who I was.
I met with a small group of the Black Lives Matter activists.
It made me wonder if she's saying Black Lives Matter, why I don't matter to her.
And I just felt for them.
I was going to introduce myself as Danny Williams, her husband's son, and her stepson.
I am a new grandmother, in case you haven't heard.
I had millions of questions to ask, why?
We're going to do everything we can to make sure she has every opportunity.
As soon as she spoke, she got out of there. I didn't get to talk to my stepmom. I could never imagine having a child and not acknowledge him. I know how it feels to not have a parent in your life. I work construction. I am a person of faith. I take my kids to church every Sunday. I teach my sons how to keep bad language out your mouth, how to speak properly with yes sir and yes ma'am. Recently, I've been telling my kids that their grandfather was the president of the United States. And they amazed by it. They like, no, is it for real? And I tell them, yes, that is my father. And I'm gonna make sure you get to meet him one day. Hillary, please do not deny I exist. I am your stepson. Chelsea is my sister. And Bill is my father.
Super predators. We have to bring them to heel.
I felt bad when Hillary called black people super predators and that we need to be brought to heel. I'm black. I'm real. I am her stepson, and I deserve the love that she has given Chelsea. We hear my stepmother tells the nation every day, we're stronger together. They know who I am, and I know who I am. I have to meet my father. I have to know that he's willing to even accept me. I have to know that I don't know. Like any child, I want to know my dad and I want him to know me. I'm his only son in the world, and he's my only dad. We have to come together. We have to. If Black lives truly matter to you, please contact me.
The Clintons, they're just going to deny and deny and deny. Because to them, well, this is just one black life that doesn't matter. So, do you see a resemblance comment below, subscribe for updates if you like what we're doing here at the Next News Network. Give us a thumbs up, and of course, blast us across social media. We got to get the word out right now. The election is coming up fast, and we need to make sure that America knows just how filthy and dirty the Clintons are, of course, with this illegitimate son, and not owning up to his own responsibilities as a father, and of course, a black life to them that doesn't matter. I'll see you at the next report.
I mean, growing up, it was rough growing up. I mean, we barely was making it. We was broke. I mean, my aunt, she worked 2 jobs trying to raise us, me and my little brothers and sisters. I mean, everybody in Arkansas at the time, I was coming up, knew about me being his son, preachers and all. So I just want to be able to just, have this chance and get myself out and explaining who I am and why am I facing the world today to reach my father. My mom had lost custody of us. My aunt had got custody.
Your aunt, right?
Yeah, right. My aunt had got custody of her, my aunt Lucille. So one day she was like, I want, she took me down to the governor's mansion. And she was like, we're going to let him know that you're his son. So we went down there, and she had to sneak through the gates. And she went up to the door, and the butler answered the door. And she asked for Hillary. And the door was slammed in her face, and we was told to get off the property. So she took off running, snatching me by one arm, and all I can remember was my arm hurting, and she snatching me to jump over the fence. And she asked me all the time, do you remember me taking you to the governor's mansion? I said, yeah, I remember. I remember you snatching my arm and taking off running. So, I mean, it's never went away. I mean, he have delivered Christmas gifts to my home by Arkansas State Troopers. He have paid my mom under the table up until the time he made president in 1993.
This is a narrative that comes out from everybody that Hillary runs the show, Hillary's the boss.
Right.
She actually manages him and uses his issues as a control mechanism. From your research, who is it that kept you away from the man you believe to be your father?
Correct. I think Hillary is the one that kept me away. I mean, as a married couple, your decisions are one. So I'm sure she know of me, and I'm sure she had parts in with the all the publicity, all the stories in the press that, falsely reports all. We have taken the DNA. All of that is false, So, I really do think she has played a part in, and as they call, banishing me, First started learning, I was probably about 8 or 9. I was in school, and, my teachers, they would look at me, and they'd be whispering, it's Bill Clinton's son. His mother, the one that claims she had the baby by Bill Clinton. And, it's just difficult, growing up, house to house, not stable. It became difficult my whole life. So, I just thought about it, I'm like, there's something true to it that after all these years, they still put out false reports. 1999, 2000, the false DNA. All these articles that they put out that's false about me. 2 years and a half ago, I started my Facebook page campaigning for me and Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton being my father. I wanted to know, and I've always wanted to know. I just never got any help. I reached out to lawyers and investigators. They would not look into my case. No one. So I started campaigning my own Facebook page and saying Bill Clinton my father, and I'm trying to get my story out.
Mr. Clinton, would you like to make a comment to Danny Williams?
Mr. Clinton.
Can you make a comment about Trump saying about rape allegations?
Hey, I don't want to hear any of that. Knock it off.
Can we get any comment about anything like that, please?
Stop. Hey, this is a monumental event for us. We don't want to hear it.
Well, I know, but we got a lot of questions that aren't being answered from the American people.
I mean, they acted like, Danny, they knew what was going on. Bill looked like, have a nice day when he looks at that camera. I don't want to dehumanize him because I know he's got a lot of problems, but he did deliver money to you for how many years? I mean, how many?
All the way up until 93, he made presidency. My mom received $700 $100 bills in her mailbox every month. and the Christmas presents on Christmas, driven by state trooper cars, you know, dropping them off. So I believe in my heart he knows I'm his son, and I know I know I'm his son because I see it through the features of me, you know, the facial features, the chin, the nose, the ears.
I mean, you do look a lot like
right, right. So you know, it's not that. I mean,
I know what my dad looks like. He looks like me a lot.
Exactly. So I mean, all I want is the truth out. That's all I'm reaching for, the truth. This not no political scandal. I mean, I'm just here for the truth.
I know you broke down crying today before earlier,
right.
And I know you've thought about suicide. Tell people, to be honest, we're here.
I have thought about suicide before because, I mean, you go through this, you know, people don't believe you, you know. You go through this, you're trying to reach your story out, and people are like, oh, he's just a scam. He's this, he's helping Trump. Trump never paid. I don't work for Trump. I work for myself. I done this 2 years ago before she even started running. She supposed to run in 2008 and made president.
I interviewed your aunt 19 years ago. Right. Has nothing to do with Trump.
Right. So, like I say, it's the truth on who I am and where I'm trying to go in my life. I know that with me getting my story out and helping my kids and I raised my kids and I help raise my little sisters and brothers. I know that one day it is someone out there that might need my help and that'll go through the same thing I done went through in my life. So, no, it's a destiny for me.
No, it makes sense. And I know you've talked about this privately, but if he behind the scenes just help out and be with the kids and recognize you, it's like you want to meet your dad. And then you got grandkids. These grandkids, like, I mean, let me tell you, if I had a black grandkids, I'd want to know them.
I would like to just ask Hillary to please not get in the way of me taking this chance and asking my father for a DNA sample. And
so in the words of Ludacris,
right,
move out the way.
Move. But, you know, it's just been a difficult role, and I just ready to, you know, get down to the bottom of it, get down to the truth. I want to know who I am, my ancestors, you know, where I come from. I mean, I love my mama and her side of my family. They all black. And they all raised me, you know, they tried their best with me. And I turned out a good person. So at the end of the day, it's no lie, it's the truth. And all I want is the truth out. I'm not here for no political gang or nothing. In 1999, 2000, Hillary and President Clinton they helped with this false DNA test. And I think it was put out to discredit my story for her running a Senate of the state.
What would your mother say to you when the Christmas presents came? I mean, did you ever see the state troopers? I mean, describe that.
Right. I was outside playing. I seen them leave. Well, they didn't pull up in the state trooper police car. I seen them leave. You know, he get out with his police state trooper outfit on, and I see him leave, and I can read the tags, and it say, you know, state government tags on the back. It just had me thinking, and, you know, at the time we was kids, so we didn't too much, you know, we went off straight to playing with the toys. But over the years, you know, I just think about that. I just go back into that day of when they dropped the gifts off. I just wonder why. If he feel that he wasn't my daddy, why even assist?
The relationship of the state police bringing you $700 a month for your mom, take care of the family, and Christmas presents on Christmas.
Right, and in my heart, I believe Hillary ended all of that once he made president. You know, because it's like he wanted to have something to do with me. I mean, if he took the time out to deliver, have money delivered, have presents delivered, he knew in his heart, and he wanted to in his heart. But like I say, I feel that she does have something to do with it. I feel that she, you know, she does breaking that all up. Like, Hillary, she's very smart. So at the time of Bill Clinton becoming to his success, she was planning her success, you know, and being the president for herself one day. So, yeah, I feel that she stepped in and, you know, covered it up, had it hidden, hushed it up. I'm Danny Williams, the son of Bill Clinton. I'm here today to get the truth out about me and who I am. Yes, I want to address you as my dad, and I want to know the truth. I want to get to the bottom of it and know the truth about you being my father. I want to know all about you, all about your family. Thank you.
Very powerful, Danny. I believe you. And I talked to state troopers and others off record. And I hit a nerve with you, your family on, and a bunch of other things. I don't know what hit the nerve.
Right.
It was Waco. It was you. It was a bunch of stuff. I was going after the Clintons, and they got pissed.
Right.
And they wouldn't do that if it wasn't real. I mean, hell, there's people all over the internet claiming I'm married to him, and I raped him, and I'm an Easter bunny, and I'm a devil worshiper, and I'm a Vatican assassin, and I work for Israel, and I work for reptiles, and it's not true. I'm not a space alien, so I don't care. But let me tell you, they get really upset when you get brought up.
Right. They should. I mean, it'd been nice. I went to bed hungry, balled up, starving, because I had to make sure my baby brother and sister eat and went without eating. You know, they should. I mean.
It's okay. Go ahead and say it. Whatever else you want to add.
I'm trying to keep from crying.
It's okay.
But yeah, they should.
When did you think of the suicide?
I mean, I was in my teens and going through, you know, far as house to house, clothes not clean, you know, on the streets, just, you know, living the way bums live, you know, and it just was hurtful. And then I just had to pull myself out of that, you know. I've been taking care of me and my kids. I'm not asking for money. I'm asking for a simple acknowledgement in the DNA. That's it.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and say, see, I told you so, that communist Chinese-style net censorship was coming to the web, because it's already here. It's being announced. The way you keep the internet open and free is you get involved more than ever. Go to Infowars.com/app. A new battleship in the fight. Infowars Live, available right now. We're looking for a crew to man it. You going to sit down and play games and be a trendy? Or are you going to be part of history? Don't sit by and let the internet and free speech be stolen from you. Take action.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please forgive the hold-up. We were informed that this was all canceled by the general manager. CNN called and told me that everyone was kicked out and they relocated to outside. And we were thinking that we would have to find another location to do this, but unfortunately we don't have to. So we have Danny Williams here, prepared to give his statement on the fact that Bill Clinton has been told that Bill Clinton is his father by his family, by all of the residents in Arkansas who've known and is familiar with Danny and his mother, Bobby Ann Williams. So the important part now is to try to humbly ask Bill Clinton for the DNA samples in order to conduct an appropriate and concise DNA test, because what was given to the news as far as the tabloid Star magazine wasn't correct, and it wasn't enough of Bill's DNA samples in order to give an accurate disclosure of whether or not he is the father of Danny Williams. So we'll have Danny speak, and you guys can ask any questions after he gives his statement.
Hello. My name is Danny Williams. I'm here to give my statement out as far as being my father. I have compelling reasons to believe that I am the biological son of former President Jefferson Clinton, also known as Bill Clinton. I am simply seeking the truth and I respectfully request, I am seeking the truth, respectfully requesting that former President Clinton submit a court verifiable sample of his DNA to compare with mine to determine paternity. I have had no reasons to my request, therefore, today I have authorized my attorney, George Gates V of New Orleans, and Bruce Finn of Washington, D.C. to file a suit in New York State where my fathers lived to get a judge to order a court supervised test. Basically, all my life I've been told Bill Clinton my father. My mother's story has never changed. My aunts, I have a big family, and my whole family know what it is. All my life we've been, you know, going through this, and most of Arkansas know. Everywhere I go, people say, you know, that's Bill Clinton's son. He looks just like him. But basically, I'm just here to tell the truth about who I am and to get a legitimate paternity suit against Bill for him to give a sample of his DNA. I mean, do you have any questions?
Why have you waited so long to seek paternity?
I have not waited long. I've been trying. I've been reaching out all the 90s, all 2000. I mean, why have the media just now approaching this story? I don't know. As far as I've been trying all my life to prove this. I've been knowing since I was 8, 9 years old. So, I mean, I haven't just now come out with this. I come out with my Facebook and my Twitter of me and Bill 2.5 years ago, trying to reach out. And I didn't email some letters to his library. I didn't Google addresses to New York on him. And I tried to reach out for him to step up and take a test without all of this publicity. But, you know, no one responded.
That's not true. I started asking you for interviews over a year ago. I'm Olivia Newsy from the Daily Beast, and you repeatedly ignored my request, as did your lawyer. So, what are you talking about?
For one, I don't know who you are. I just told
remember
you reaching out.
From the Daily Beast, and I repeatedly asked you to do an interview.
Okay, and I will do an interview. I mean, I got people work. Right, that's why I'm here now. And I got people work, you know.
Why not a year ago?
Why not a year ago? I mean, I would have done it a year ago. I'm not advised on.
You ignored me repeatedly.
Okay, I apologize for ignoring you. I never meant to ignore you. And I mean.
Can you speak for yourself, or do you need someone?
I can speak for myself. Yes, ma'am. Like when I first come out, I've been busy. Don't nobody help me raise my kids. I take care of my own kids. So, like now, I had to lose my job on doing this, coming here. So, it was hard on me just to get up and leave and go do these interviews. But I don't know. I must have looked over it. I would have reached out to you. And
well, we talked on Facebook chat. I don't know if you remember, but you repeatedly ignored those requests, as did your lawyer. So I'm just wondering why you're only coming out now to talk to the media. Why not a year ago? Why not do a DNA test a year ago?
Well, I've been trying to do this way longer than a year ago. So it's not why not a year ago. I don't remember you responding to me or nothing, but I'm here now.
Back in 1999, the New York Daily News had said that there was a paternity test, and yet that was based on a false report from the Star. So that's 17 years ago.
Correct. They have no evidence today of nothing. I went to them and asked them, could they, you know, give me something on paper saying what was done to prove that they done it. They have no evidence. They cannot give nothing to me. So, you know.
The Star has admitted that. Did you give a DNA sample at the time?
At the time?
Yeah.
Back in 99 and 2000? Yes, sir.
And it's also been reported there's 2 different types of DNA tests. That the DNA test that was
I don't know.
At the time from Bill Clinton's sample, the one that Ken Starr gave up, was not very specific.
I mean, at the time I was a kid, I don't correctly know. I'm here today, though.
Sure.
Ready to submit a DNA.
But from what I understand, the original DNA that they got was something that was released by Ken Starr, and it was not conclusive because it's not specific enough. There's 2 different types of DNA material, and he only released the non-specific type for some reason.
Correct.
And the Star has said that there was no DNA test.
Correct.
Have you been in touch with the Trump campaign or any other Republican organizations about this?
I don't know. I have not been in touch with no Trump campaign. No one of them. I come out on my own, and I've been trying to come out all my life. So.
did anyone help you sort of come to Vegas or fund this trip for you?
No, me and my guys, we worked together. My guy, he worked, and my friend worked, but we started saving money to fund our trip ourselves.
Who are your guys?
My name is Stephen Gray.
Right.
I'm Roland Brown.
And both of us are Master of Public Administration majors, so we raise money amongst our families, amongst people in Little Rock, Arkansas, in the community in order to get money to come down here. Because none of us are wealthy, all of us come from low income families and neighborhoods, live in poverty all our life.
Correct.
Can you explain your role with Roger Stone? What is your relationship with him?
I don't have no relationship with Roger Stone.
Prominently in his book.
I actually read his book, and like I said, I come out two and a half years ago. I did not know he was putting me in his book. So when I read that he was in my book, I tried to reach out to get help on my situation, but you know, I mean, I haven't dealt with none of them. So
you've never talked to him?
I talked to him once. I tried to reach out, but you know, he never reached me back. So I don't know what's going on with that. So
have you had any contact with the Trump campaign?
No, never had contact with I never had contact with the Trump campaign.
Do they know that you're here today?
No.
Are you a Trump supporter?
No. My Hillary supporter? No.
Who will you be voting
No
for?
one.
Do you have any evidence other than sort of your mom's stories and what other people in Arkansas say that you're...
Yes, ma'am. I was there when they delivered presents. I remember the money delivered to my home. I remember the presents, the hula hoop, the G.I. Joe man. So, I mean, I'm a living witness myself of my story. So, I mean...
How do you know that those came from the Clintons?
Well, actually, I was a kid at the time, so actually, you know, the sister, my aunts, my mom, you know, saying that, you know, they're being delivered by state cars, you know, and this and this. So this is from what from my understanding of my parents telling me. But I does remember the toys. I does remember the money. I have, you know, experience being in elementary school and people taking pictures of me, and my parents had to take me out of school. So, I mean, what more can you?
She told you it was state cars? What kind of state cars?
Like government state cars, Arkansas state government cars.
You're listed in a 2007 parole report, I guess, as having
Yes,
a Danny
I have been in
Williams,
trouble.
having a Danny Williams Sr. as your father. Have you taken a paternity test with him?
I don't have to. Concerning Danny Williams is dark, and my little sisters and brothers are dark, and I look totally different from them. I know he's not my father. He never just set up and just say, I'm not your father. He always told me that he can do the best he could for us. So
Would that just settle the issue, though, or partly settle the issue?
that don't settle the issue, because deep in my heart, I know for me growing up in a black home and I stand out more than my siblings, I know he's not my father.
Didn't he pass away a few months ago?
Yes, he passed away March. He died from
Brain aneurysm.
brain aneurysm.
What do you want from Bill Clinton other than to?
I want to know is he my father. I want to be able to shake his hand. I want to be able to know him. I mean, I'm raising kids of my own today, and to grow up and see their different personalities and through their pain, their hurt.
You're doing this out of a sense of you want to feel connected to him.
No, that's what I always searches for. My whole life growing up without a father, you know, and for me to be in my kids' life, they ask me, well, who's your dad, you know? So all I can speak of is what I know. And it's kind of hard.
You're not doing this to damage the Clintons anyway.
No.
But you see how it is damaging if you do.
I mean, just because now I'm able to get the opportunity to get myself out, my story out there, I can't help that because they feel that it's damaging.
Were you motivated by other women coming out with stories of Bill Clinton allegedly?
No, I mean, I've been hearing stories. I've been doing research all my life on him. You hear rape stories, all the allegations of Clinton. You know, all I wanted was to know of where I come from. And the part of me that's missing. That's all I want to know. I mean, I didn't come out asking for no money. I come out asking for a DNA sample. Why not give me a DNA sample when you faked the DNA sample in 99-2000 when she ran for Senator State? I mean,
I know you wrote it in the press release, and I know it's a hard topic to discuss, but do you mind telling us about the situation your mother was with and how she met Mr. Governor Clinton at the
my
time?
understanding, I was young at the time, but from my understanding, she met with his brother Roger, and the situation was that my aunts and my mom can say so. Their story never changed. That you know, she dated him on several occasions. He come through in a limousine, pick her up. When she's come back, they got tons of money from, I don't know what the situation was, but my mama did the best she could to raise us, and just as well as her sister and her other sisters. So.
Were there family photographs? You said they were dating, so they were dating together?
I mean, at the time, I mean, that's way before my time.
Right,
All I know is what I've been told.
Can you describe how you got here today? Did you come here from Little Rock today?
No, I flew in yesterday, actually, and
Where'd you stay?
I mean, I mean, as long as I'm safe, I can tell you where I stay. I mean, yeah.
So you flew in yesterday from Little Rock?
Straight from Little Rock, yes, ma'am, Arkansas.
And you're staying here and you're leaving after the debate?
No, I will leave tomorrow.
Danny, question, advertising RSBN here. Besides the physical resemblance, which I think some of us are noticing here, what do people say you have in common with Bill Clinton? Is it a moderate amount of musical talent?
My cares, how you say? I mean, everywhere I go, people, it's nothing for someone that's a stranger to come up and speak to me. Hey, Danny, hugs me, you know? So, I just feel like the charismatic. I mean, I don't too much personally. No, I know from growing up and just reading, you know, I read a lot of books on Clinton and go through a lot of pictures on him. And I can just see the resemblance and I can just feel it in my heart. So, I mean, I'll just go on with what I know.
You don't play the saxophone, do you?
No saxophone.
Are you staying at the Trump Hotel?
Trump, no. I stay at Treasure Island. I hope I'm safe by telling you that.
So I hate to ask you this, but you said in your press release as well that your mother was a prostitute at the time. Is that correct?
I mean, that's correct. At the time, I mean, she did what she had to do to make ends meet and raise us. At the time, I wasn't the only child. I had 2 older brothers. And, you know, she did what she had to do to raise us up into her jail situations and different situations that my aunt stepped in and, you know, gained custody of us because the state of Arkansas took us from our mom.
So is it your belief or your family's understanding was Governor Clinton her only client at the time, or did she have multiple clients?
From what me and my family believe, yes, sir.
That
he was the only client at the time.
At the time?
Yes, sir. White client at the time.
The only white client.
Yes, sir.
Was Bill Clinton.
Yes,
so
sir.
that's why you strongly believe, because she may have had other clients of other different ethnicities.
I mean, her story never changed. So, and her polygraph from 93 stays the same. And I mean, my guys then took her and got her re-polygraph, and she still passed it. I mean, it still consists of 1993, which is now 2016. So, I mean, I don't know how much more I can give to y'all to prove who I am, but I am Danny Williams, and I'm trying to get a sample from Bill Clinton.
So when will the lawsuit be filed?
We're giving him a chance to do this, you know, without having to file this lawsuit. I mean, as soon as we can.
So today you're asking for the sample.
Correct.
And if he refuses, you will be filing litigation?
Correct.
Okay. And what kind of time frame are you proposing?
I don't have a time frame at the moment.
What do you think the way that he's treated you in this situation says about Bill Clinton or the Clintons generally?
I mean, my comment I want to hold to myself. Because, I mean, it'd be rude to say it. My comment I'm going to hold to myself.
You're at a press conference that you're holding. What do you mean it would be rude to hold it to yourself?
Ma'am, I didn't hear you.
You're holding a press conference, so what do you mean it would be rude to hold your comment?
I mean, I felt like I've been dogged all my life. I mean, I didn't want to just use different terms of speech, but I does feel like I've been dogged all my life. I mean, I do feel like I've been dogged all my life, and I know it's just been a struggle, and just to go through it, I mean, it hurts. And like I said, I'm raising kids of my own, so I feel like I shouldn't make it right. I feel like he should make it right.
You're 2 days out of home. You're gone.
Right.
You're in Las Vegas, Nevada. You're 100 miles from home.
Correct.
The president has got other things on his mind. There's a debate tonight. Do you really expect to be not disappointed? Do you expect some kind of answer tonight or even tomorrow? Do you really expect you'll get what you need tonight or tomorrow?
I mean, that's up to him. Personally, me, I would expect it, but I ain't expecting it to come out tonight, you know. But it's up to him.
Why would you come here if you know that there's other things in this town going on?
Why would you come just to try it and just to, you know, just to keep my story out there. I don't want, you know, this is my chance now that I get to present the story. And I'm not given a chance to die. That's why I come here today. And I mean, I'm gonna come to the next event. And if she would like to do one, I would come to her. I mean.
You've been trying to get a paternity answer, DNA answer since 1999. How old were you when that started?
I was probably 13.
Okay. And when did the gifts start, and what kind of gifts were these? Did they start before or after?
It had to be 95, 90, right, it had to been, well, I'm gonna take that back. When the gifts and stuff came, he was governor. They stopped, when he made president in 93, we stopped receiving anything from them. So it had to be when he was governor, when the presents, the money, and all of that.
Have you or anybody from your direct family tried to make contact with the Clintons at any point? Like you go to them while he was in Arkansas, or did anybody in your family go?
I mean, I tried to reach out. My aunts tried when I was younger, and that's as far as it got.
What was the response when you tried?
I mean, I tried to hire a lawyer and investigators. They wouldn't look into my case, and you know, it was like a joke to them. Like, haha, you not be a son, you know. That's what the response was. Like,
what was the response to your aunt? What was the response to your aunt? Did she write them, or what did she do?
My aunt actually took us to the governor. My aunt actually went to the governor mansion when I was younger, and to announce that he had a son. And from what my understanding that I was a kid at the time. From my understanding that she drugged me there or whatnot, but from my understanding they slammed the door in her face, and she was told to get off the property, so she took off the property.
Your situation is not one most of us can relate to. Who's been most supportive of you outside of your immediate family through your lifetime with this and the general, your general situation?
Like, really no one. Like, no one, I mean, no one been more, I mean, only support I got is since, you know, this year, since she been running. Then, you know, they're pushing my story out in the media, so, you know, the general public, you know, the general public.
But they're not.
What you mean?
I mean, you just complained about the general public not paying attention to your story. So who is they that it's been pushing?
I mean, now they're sharing my posts. Now they're giving me, you know, good comments. You know, saying that they feel sorry for you know, the situation I'm in. Now, you know, all the publicity, you know, is now. You know, like, I've been trying to get this out there for the longest. Now all the publicity just now started coming.
Have you tried to connect with the Trump campaign? Because if you're after publicity, I would think they would love to work with you.
And like that, I'm just out to publicity. I'm out to get my story out, and now I never tried to connect with the Trump campaign. People say that I'm not trying to connect with the Trump campaign. I want to stay about me. I'm not trying to help no one win over office. I'm trying to stay up on the story of me and who I am.
But in an hour, there's going to be a debate, a presidential debate.
Correct.
You'll be a footnote to that. You'll be barely mentioned. Be honest. What do you really expect to accomplish by coming to Las Vegas, Nevada to present your case when you might be a sub-note on some newspaper that was also this press conference tonight?
Correct. I mean, I had to give it a try. So.
I appreciate your courage. Instead of
Right.
being chased off the plantation by these
Right, I
elitists.
mean-
I can't believe the people that are saying that you haven't tried. You've been trying since 1999 to get an answer from these people.
Correct. I even.
How would that feel worse?
I even inboxed Bill Clinton like 2013 on Facebook. Now that I'm blocked from his Facebook. So
You mentioned what people said in Arkansas. I think there are very few of us from Arkansas who just don't know what the behind the scenes stuff is. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
I mean, growing up in the black community where I grew up at, all of them know, you know, everywhere I went, you know, from just, you know, just not knowing them, people just come up, that's Bill Clinton's son, you know, and it just, everywhere I went, people knew in
So
Arkansas.
it's just understood.
Right.
So I'm a little confused. You just answer this gentleman that you said you've been working since 1999 to resolve this issue. Is that correct?
Correct. Basically, in 1999, I was 13. My aunt reached out. That's when, you know, they came with the fake DNA, you know. So basically, yes, correct. You know, okay. I mean, so, I wasn't able to present myself until I got older, you know. But it has been out there. So it's not.
You would have been of age in 2004. You would have been 18, right? So I guess the question is again, why now the litigation if this is 17 years later?
Within that time, I had setbacks in my life. I've been raising kids since 16. So, like, it's been hard.
Sure.
And, you know, money situations, you know, house to house, you know, it just been hard. I was working construction. I did work at a gas station. But since I've been put this out, like, you know, people don't want this part of their business. So,
you're not able to get work.
Right, correct. So lately, within the last 4 months, I've not been working.
So who paid for Vegas?
Like I say, me and my friends, we funded this. We, you know, got together and been saving. Like I say, this story I've been pushing this on the media since 2.5 years. Facebook, Twitter, anything.
Can you tell me exactly what you understand was wrong with Bill Clinton's DNA that you need a new test?
I can't tell you exactly what's wrong.
Well,
I can elaborate on it for him. What happened was the Monica Lewinsky case, don't quote me on this, I think in 1997 they conducted an investigation and they had got the court, after the investigation they had the court transcript. They had, the only DNA report they had in there was the PCR report. A PCR test is used on DNA when it's a small amount to replicate it and enlarge it so that you can compare it to to someone else's DNA. After you enlarging it, after you replicate and enlarge with the PCR test, you have to conduct a second test. And this test cut the enzyme so that you can match it up to someone else's DNA. What happened was that they took that Robert Altman magazine, Star magazine, they took this DNA test and they knew that it would not match up to Danny Williams' DNA because the enzymes haven't been cut, they haven't been took to the second step. And they matched it up anyway and the test result said inconclusive. But they did an overstatement of stating that the test proved that Bill Clinton was not his father, as well as then disproved because it was inconclusive. Now the media they take something they run with it.
Do you have a close-knit group of friends that you've had throughout most of your life? And is it from the black community in Little Rock, etc.? Do you have people you grew up with?
Correct.
Okay. Same guys?
Correct. I've been knowing these guys since elementary school. Matter of fact, we went to the same elementary school I was taken out of because people was, I don't know if it was reporters, journalists, whatever. They was coming, taking pictures of me outside on the playground or whatnot. And my aunt fell for my safety, so she took me out of the school and relocated me a couple of times. Tennessee, different places, you know, to keep me safety. So.
And you're how old are you now? 25?
I'm 30.
Did you play any sports growing up or have any particular hobbies that you really enjoyed?
I played football in junior high, but like I say, I had to come, not only I had to raise my kid, I had a kid at 16, I was looking out for my little sisters and brothers. My mom wasn't there all the time, so I had to make sure they was okay too.
I'm not questioning you, I'm just trying to find out more about you, that's all.
Yeah, by 11th grade, I dropped out of school to work full time. My first job was at a donut shop, so.
Will you be at the debate tonight?
No, I won't.
Will you be watching?
Yes, I will.
From where?
I guess a TV inside the Treasure Island.
Thank you.
I thank y'all.